What's going on, guys? It's GummyV12 back again with another tutorial, and this is going to be my survival, very resource-friendly mob farm. Now, a quick note before, for this to work more efficiently, I'm in an all slab world, so no mobs will spawn anywhere else. But for this to work as efficient as it can, you're going to need to light up all the caves around the mob spawner and light up the ground if you want it to work during the night. That's what happens with all mob spawners. It's not an exception to mine. But anyway, let's get into it. Alright, basically how it works is the mobs spawn all the way up here on their spawning pads. They walk off, and then they drop down 23 blocks. If you want just the loot, you can bring this down to, like, say 30, and then put some hoppers down and automatically collect all the loot. But if you want XP, you're going to want to do 23 blocks, and I'll show you that in the tutorial. But as you can see, there's pretty good rates, and this is only with using one layer. So the thing about this farm is, depending on how much time you want to spend in it, you can make it better and better. So let's see how it works. Alright, mobs spawn on these platforms, these 3x3 platforms, and they see these trapdoors as walkable spaces because they see them as full blocks. So they'll try to move from platform to platform, and they'll fall off into the water stream, which will bring them down. And then they'll eventually fall here and get brought down to a one-hit kill. Now, witches are an exception to this, but they're on very rare occasion, and you might just have to hit them with your sword. Now, let's get into the tutorial. Alright, a quick note before I start the tutorial. On my on my example over there, I use quartz and very fancy materials such as packed ice and slabs. This is not necessary whatsoever. The only materials you're going to need for this build are some wood for some chests, a lot of building blocks, some vines, and water, and a few trapdoors, and half slabs. So it's a long list, but it's very resource friendly, and it doesn't use any redstone, pistons, or iron. So once again, let's get right back into the build. First thing you want to do is place down your chests. You can have just one chest in the front, or you can have chests on all sides. Then place down some blocks for them to drop onto. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to count up 24 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Repeat this on all four sides until you have a nice tube shape, kind of like this going on. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to count out 7 blocks from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then make this 7 blocks long. Repeat that on all four sides until you have a shape that looks something like this. Next, what you're going to want to do is count out 2 blocks from this little cornerstone. So 1, 2, then we're going to place a block. Do that same on the other side, and then connect them kind of like this. Do this on all four sides till you have a shape that now looks something like this. Next, what you're going to want to do is build up a 2-high platform in a 3x3 shape. You can make it hollow if you want to save on resources, or you can just fill it all in. But the important part is the sides and the top. Repeat this on all four sides, and I'll get back to you. You should have something that looks a little bit like this. Next, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to place a temporary block there and build up another 2-high platform that's a 3x3 right here. You can delete that block if you want. You can keep it there if you want as well. We're going to do those all in all of these places next to your previous 3-high platforms. You should now have all your spawning pads set up, and they should look a little like this. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to come around here. We're going to place a temporary block right here again, on any of the corners by that matter, and we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can delete that block, and we're just going to have to go around the entire perimeter with a 4-block wall, kind of a little like this. If you want to cut corners by not putting the blocks there, be my guest, but I am in creative mode, so I will use all the resources I want to. But if you continue like this, just go around the perimeter of everything, and I will get back to you. Your walls should look like this once you've finished. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the trapdoors. Take your trapdoors and place them along every open wall. On these 1-wide places, you're only going to need 1 set of trapdoors. And just place them like this. You can leave them open until the end, and then we'll close them. You should have all of the sides of your spawning platforms covered up. Now you can go around and close them all, or you can leave some open to hop across platforms, or anything you want. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place our waters on both streams of these corners. They should lead directly up to the edge of here. If they go over, if they're one short, you did something wrong. but we can just, not there. We can just place them in all 4 of these corners, and then we're going to place them also in these 4 corners, just like that. And so now all your water streams should be set up. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to decide if you want spiders or not. If you want spiders to spawn, it is capable of handling them. You don't need to do this next step. But if you don't want spiders to spawn, you can place slabs in the middle of every platform. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to place vines on the walls right here, and we're going to place buttons down under them so to stop them from growing. This resets the fall damage, the fall height of mobs if they're falling. So if you want to build a second layer, make it even more efficient, you don't have to worry about them dying when they reach the ground. Last thing we're going to want to do if we're just building 2 layers. If not, you can just copy this under the next. Just copy this whole layer that we did onto the next, above it and above it and above it. You can go as tall as you want up to the world border. But we're just going to slab it off at the top. But remember, on your last layer, you have to put slabs on, or it'll take away valid mob spawning spaces from your spawner. So what you need to do is just go across the entire top and put slabs on it to make a nice covered roof. And finally, your roof should look like this, nicely slabbed off. Now that finishes your mob spawner. All you have to do is go light up some caves, and you have a nice, efficient mob spawner. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, leave a like. It helps us out a lot. And if you liked it a lot, you can subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.